In this topic, we're going to cover encapsulation. Using classes in Python, we can restrict direct access to methods and variables. This idea of restricting access is called encapsulation in object-oriented programming. Encapsulation can prevent the accidental modification of data by creating private variables and methods which are more difficult to directly change. So far, we have only used public declarations of variables and methods, which means that we could access and change everything from outside of the class, because by default, all methods and variables of a Python class are public. So let's start by first copy and pasting the person class from the inheritance lesson. Control-C, Control-V, save this, encapsulation.py, and let's create Bob again. Bob is a person, and he's still 30. And we can print out Bob's age. And in order to protect a variable in Python, such as the age, we can add underscores in front of the variable name. And so now, if we try to access Bob's age, we'll see an error because the person object has no attribute age. We can also try adding the two underscores here. And we can see the same attribute error. The person object has no attribute underscore age. And so how can we now get access to this age variable? In object-oriented programming, this is usually solved by using getter and setter methods. So let's do that for Bob's age. We can create a method getAge, return self.age. We can create a function setAge. And we can say self.age equals age. We can also clean this up. And now that we have this getter and setter in place, we can now use them to change Bob's age. So we might say print bob.age, getAge rather. And we can now see we have access to that variable. We might want to say bob.setAge31, print Bob's age now. And we can see that we've been able to set that variable. Also say it's Bob's birthday. And we can print this out again. And when using encapsulation with Python, we should be using these getters and setter methods to change and access any private data. In Python, encapsulation is useful to prevent accidental modification to data within a class instance. However, when using encapsulation in Python, you shouldn't rely on encapsulation for correctness. Because, for example, as a hacker, we could use the __ dict method we saw in a previous lesson to see all variables in the object and therefore get around the encapsulation. So if we print Bob dict, we now know the exact masked private variable name here. And now that we know it, we can also directly change it. So we might say bob.person age is 50. And now if we print out Bob's age, we can see that we've changed the value of that age variable. So as we can see, encapsulation in Python is really useful if you want to avoid accidental modification to data, but you shouldn't really rely on it for security. But that's it for now, and in the next lesson, we are going to cover polymorphism.